Talking, language, words and sentences. We use them every day.
I do like her and say the end after the last page. It's almost nighttime.
You've been talking for so long, you probably don't even remember learning how. You started learning to talk the moment you were born.
Peter's face is very flushed. Why is Kathy angry?
You learned to talk from listening to your parents, your brothers and sisters, your grandparents. First, you made sounds and gestures. Then you said a single word.
Apple.
Then you put two words together.
Sit down.
Pretty soon you were talking in sentences and using all kinds of new words.
That's a daddy pig.
A daddy pig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Linda Kennedy. Have you ever thought about how important you are in helping your child learn to talk? Learning to talk, to communicate with others, is probably the most important thing we learn in our early years. Learning to talk is the first step in learning to read and write and learn in school. And without good language skills, children cannot learn to read and write.
Okay, we're taking number 4.
Reading and writing are just different forms of language. They are the language of school and of work and adult life.
Okay.
Mom said the vacuum cleaner made too much noise for the baby to sleep.
Learning
Now
to
she's
communicate,
setting up the
to read, to write, to talk, is kind of like learning to run. Before you learn to run, you learn how to walk. And before you walk, you learn to crawl.
What did the wolf do?
It's the same with reading and writing. Before you can read and write, you learn to talk and understand what people say.
The stick house, the wolf tried to glue the stick house down.
And before you learn to talk, you learn the meaning of words.
What shapes do you see?
A circle,
Circle,
triangle,
triangle,
diamond.
diamond. Great.
Adults, parents, family, and teachers are like a bridge between a young child and talking. They help children learn many important things.
Do you have two shoes? Is one left and one right? Left. Right.
What number is this?
One of the best times to help children learn to talk is when you're looking at picture books together. When children look at books with an adult, there are lots of chances to talk and learn.
Cheese and bacon.
With your help, looking at picture books can be a perfect time to practice talking.
That night, he had a...
Strawberry cake.
Oh, you are right.
Even children as young as 1 or 2 years old can learn a lot from just talking about a book with an adult.
Fantastic.
That's a snake.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Cuál te gusta? Pero dime, ¿cuál?
Young children can look at and recognize pictures. They learn that pictures stand for real things, just like printed words stand for real things. They learn that pictures and printed words can tell a story.
Which part do you like to read the most? Can you tell me more about?
They learn new words and better ways of saying what they want to say.
Do you read them every day or some days only?
I read them all tomorrow days.
The tomorrow day, Sunday?
You can help your child learn all these things by talking with your child about a book. Not reading the words in the book, but talking about the pictures together, asking questions about the pictures and the story, showing your child new ways to say things. Talking about a book is different than reading a book. When you talk about a book, you use the pictures in the book to encourage your child to talk. The goal is to get your child to talk.
What's the wolf doing?
He blew the house down.
You want to read it?
So your job is to help your child say and understand new words.
Do you know where this is?
Yeah.
That's the airport?
Dad, up for it.
Oh.
And learn better ways of saying things.
I'll read it myself.
Okay.
And the dolphin swimming like a water. The dolphin jump on the water.
Jumps out of the water.
And it's doing the tail, and the tail.
The dolphin has a tail.
Yeah.
You are the bridge between your child and learning. There are things you can do starting today to help your child. Helping your child learn to talk, to learn language, is the key. I'm going to tell you about 3 things you can do with books. Each of these things will help your child learn to talk more and understand more.
It's the taxi cab coming.
Here's the first thing you can do to help your child talk when you're looking at picture books. Just make a comment about what your child is looking at.
Looks like the ball slipped out of his hand.
Then wait a little bit.
He fell through the ice.
Waiting just a few seconds after your comment will give your child time to get ready to talk.
He fell through the ice and he's laughing.
There's a baseball type too. That's called a...
Make a comment and wait.
Hat.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's right.
Here are parents making comments about what's happening in some books.
A big egg.
Notice how Kathy makes a comment about what Ben is already paying attention to.
But this one has something on it.
Eyes. And a mouth and a nose.
Kathy saw that Ben was interested in the picture of the egg, so she made a comment about it. Kathy simply said,
But this one has something on it.
then Ben told her what he saw.
Eyes. And a mouth and a nose.
Here's Leslie making a comment about Spot. That's who Will's interested in.
See Spot's going in the chicken coop.
Leslie made a comment about what Spot's doing, going in the chicken coop. And here's Jenny making a comment about ice cream after John shows her what he's interested in by pointing to the picture.
Ice cream. I like ice cream.
In this example, Jenny made a comment by telling John that she likes ice cream.
I like ice cream.
Expressing an opinion is a great way to make a comment.
Orange juice?
When adults just comment about what children are interested in, children learn new words and how to use them. Making comments also encourages kids to talk. Listen what happens when Leslie makes a simple comment about Spot the dog and waits for Will to respond.
Another Spot.
He got wet.
Leslie only said 2 words,
Another Spot.
and that got Will talking.
He got wet.
Let's watch again. This time, notice how Leslie waits patiently for Will to finish talking.
Another Spot.
He got wet. The little dog got wet.
The little dog got wet, that's right.
Did you see how Leslie waited as Will worked hard to say just what he wanted to say? She gave Will the time he needed to talk. Now listen to Linda make a comment about Clifford the dog.
Clifford's dog.
He's a red dog, a big red dog.
And he's Melanie, and he's ready to go into the town.
Sumaya responded by telling her mom that Clifford is ready to go to town. Here's Teresa making a comment about a moving truck.
That's a moving truck.
Moving truck.
Yeah, this is furniture in the inside.
Inside.
Did you notice how Jarell repeated some of the words Teresa used? Those are new words for Jarell. Listen again as he repeats moving truck and inside.
That's a moving truck.
Moving truck.
Yeah, this is furniture in the inside.
Inside.
The next time Teresa and Jarell talk about moving trucks, Jarell will have some new words to use. When adults just make comments and then give kids time to talk, it's easier for kids to talk. But the waiting long enough can be really hard. A good rule of thumb is to count silently to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to make sure you aren't rushing your child. So the first thing to do with books is just make comments about what your child is paying attention to, and then wait.
And then what color?
Green.
And?
Red.
Give your child time to talk.
Not Clifford.
But it's not Clifford. Clifford just wants to watch.
Here's the second thing you can do. Ask questions. Ask questions about what interests your child in the book and then wait a few seconds. Count to 5. Some questions are easier and have only one answer, like,
What are those?
or
What's this?
other questions are a little harder and have lots of answers, like,
What else does he do with his trunk?
or
What's this guy doing?
He's playing a guitar.
both kinds of questions are helpful. It depends on what your child is ready for. Let's take a look at the first kind of question, the kind of question that has only one answer.
Ooh, check it out, a bird.
Those are birds. What's this over here? What are these? A lion.
After Jarell talked about the birds, Teresa asked.
What's this over here?
Jarell answered with,
What are these? A lion.
Now let's watch Leslie asking a question that has only one answer.
What's under there? A hen.
2 chickens.
That's right, Will. It's a hen and 2 chickens. Here's Teresa and Jarell again. In this example, Teresa asks, "What are those?" Jarell answers her question and more. He says, "A truck. Get in." Let's watch.
What are those?
A truck.
Mm-hmm.
Get in.
Did you notice how these questions encourage children to say just a few words? A lion, a hen, and 2 chickens, a truck? Now let's take a look at the other kind of question, the kind that has lots of answers.
What are they doing?
Oh, what's happening?
What's this guy doing?
What are they doing? What's happening? What's this guy doing? These are great questions to ask for encouraging kids to talk. Here are some more questions with lots of answers. They're the type of questions that usually get children to say longer phrases. Watch how Renee asks a question about what Taj is already interested in, a child who is licking snowflakes and making a snowball.
What's he doing now?
He's looking the snowflakes,
Mm-hmm.
and he's making a snowball.
Big one, huh?
Taj really said a lot. That's because Renee asked a question that encourages a longer answer.
What's he doing now?
She was also paying attention to what Taj was interested in. Now let's watch Mark. He's going to ask a question.
How can you tell it's his shoe?
Lauren has a great answer.
Because it matches the other one.
Because it matches the other one. Did you see how that got Lauren talking? She didn't say just 1 or 2 words. She said 6. Here, Linda gets Sumaya talking by asking a question with lots of answers.
What are you supposed to do with them? What do you do with the cards?
You get the scissors, you cut out the card.
You get the scissors and you cut out the cards. Of course. Nice job, Sumaya. That was a big sentence for a little girl. I've shown you 2 of the things you can do to help your child learn language. Make comments and wait, and ask questions and wait. These are things that will encourage your child to start talking. These are things that will get them going. The last thing is a little bit different. It's something you can do after your child talks. Say you're looking at a book and your child says something about the pictures. After the child says something, you just respond by adding a little more.
That's a radio helicopter.
Adding a little more shows your child how to put words together in sentences. It also helps your child learn new words.
A cat.
He saw a cat.
Did you see how Leslie responded by adding a little more to Will's comment? He said,
A cat.
and Leslie made his comment longer by adding a little more.
He saw a cat.
Leslie helped Will make a very simple sentence. Here's Linda and Sumaya talking about Big Bird.
Big Bird smile.
Big Bird smiling?
Did you notice how Linda responded by adding very little to what Sumaya said? Sumaya said,
Big Bird smile.
Linda repeated Big Bird, but she added a better word, smiling.
Big Bird smiling?
Mark and Lauren are talking about alligators.
Where do you think it's going to go after it passes the alligator?
The street.
Into the street?
Mark did a super job of adding a little more to what Lauren said.
Right.
Lauren said,
The street.
and Mark responded with,
Into the street?
here's Taj talking about a snow house.
That's a snow house.
There's snow on his roof.
Well, I guess it could be called a snow house, but it's also a house with snow on the roof. Nice job, Renee. You showed Taj a new way to talk about a house in the snow. In this next example, Teresa adds a little more to what Jarrell says and helps him make a sentence.
I'm pulling.
He's pulling a truck.
Did you see how she took his words
I'm pulling.
and added just a little more to make a sentence?
He's pulling a truck.
There's something else Teresa did just then. She didn't point out that Jarrell was wrong.
I'm pulling.
He's pulling a truck.
She just gave him a better way of saying what he wanted to say. Here's one almost every parent has heard.
And then go do what? Do you know?
I'm just McDonald's.
Go to McDonald's.
Nice job, Linda. You didn't tell Samaya that she was wrong. You just gave her a better way of talking about her favorite restaurant. Responding by adding a little more is the third thing you can do to help your child talk more and understand more. So there are only 3 things you have to remember. Comment and wait.
Spot's going in the chicken coop.
Ask questions and wait.
Yeah, what's the tiger doing in this picture?
He's climbing a tree.
And respond by adding a little more.
Fantastic.
That's a snake.
Here's an easy way to remember the 3 things. Just think car. C-A-R. C is for comment, A is for ask questions, and R is for respond by adding a little more. Now you know 3 very powerful ways to help your child. You know it's important to read to children, but when you also use books to encourage talking, you'll be doing even more than reading.
A little pot, one big medium pot, one big pot.
Whoa!
You'll be helping your child to learn to talk and get ready for school. Here's one last thought about learning to talk. People come to the United States from all over the world: Mexico, Vietnam, Ethiopia, Turkey, Russia, China, and they usually feel most comfortable speaking their own languages at home.
Vamos a darles nombres a los dinosaurios.
It's important for young children to learn the language their parents speak, the language their family speaks at home. Language is an important part of culture, and our culture is an important part of who we are. Our culture and our heritage language are treasures we give our children. Many times young children do better learning English if they learn the language their family speaks at home first.
¿Qué pasa en la siguiente página?
Tape and está agarrando.
When talking with children about books, be sure to always use the language you are most comfortable with, the language you speak best. So today, when you get home, grab a book or a magazine, one with lots of fun pictures. Find a quiet, comfy spot, put your child next to you or on your lap, and talk about the pictures.
I know it's a spider.
Very good. How'd you figure that out?
Because I saw a web.
That's a snake. Ooh, that's what a snake does.
Practice making comments and waiting, asking questions and waiting, and respond by adding a little bit more. And don't forget to talk about what your child is already interested in.
Uh-oh, what happened here?
It might take a little while for you to get used to using books in a new way, but give it time, and you'll be giving your child a better future. Language is the key.
I'm done reading the stories. I just want to look at the story now.